Prepare to dive into one of Hollywood's most enduring and perplexing feuds, a saga that proves conflict truly sells. We're talking about the relentless, manufactured tension between Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber. A story fueled by subtle jabs, cryptic social media posts, and an audience seemingly hungry for perpetual dispute. This isn't just a recent phenomenon, its roots stretch back almost a decade, intertwined with one of the most talked about celebrity romances of the 2010s. You won't believe how deep this rabbit hole goes, and before we unravel every single thread, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay updated on all the unbelievable moments. The genesis of this antagonism lies squarely in the highly publicized on and off relationship between Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber, which spanned from 2010 to 2018. Their romance, affectionately dubbed Yelena by legions of adoring fans, captivated the world, promising a seemingly endless celebrity fairy tale between two of the era's biggest stars. However, when Yelena finally ended in 2018, fans were left reeling, plunged into a period of collective mourning. Their outrage intensified when, mere months after his split from Gomez, Justin Bieber proposed to model Hailey Baldwin, now Hailey Bieber. Since that marriage, just a few months after his proposal, all three individuals have found themselves inextricably embroiled in a relentless media frenzy, with both Selena and Hailey constantly pitted against each other. Despite attempts to quell the controversy, the animosity between Gomez and Bieber has surged once again, largely triggered by Gomez's recent engagement to producer Benny Blanco. This event reignited the fervent Helena fanbase, who have descended upon Hailey Bieber with an almost exorbitant hostility. The online bullying and harassment directed at Hailey reached such extreme levels that she has been compelled to address it publicly on multiple occasions, voicing profound concern for her own physical and mental well-being. Despite these alarming developments, the perceived rift between Gomez and Bieber only seems to deepen in the public eye, primarily because a segment of fans, still fixated on a relationship that concluded years ago, remains unwilling to accept closure. They appear determined to either witness a revival of their favorite celebrity romance, or failing that, the complete destruction of Hailey Bieber's reputation and livelihood, viewing her as an obstacle to their unsettling fantasy. Yet, a crucial and often overlooked aspect of this ongoing conflict is the conspicuous absence of direct animosity between Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber themselves. In fact, their actions have consistently pointed to the contrary, with both women extending explicit gestures of support and admiration for one another. Hailey, in a candid 2022 interview on Alex Cooper's podcast, Call Her Daddy, directly confronted the manufactured narrative, vehemently denying accusations that framed Gomez as her adversary. She stated unequivocally, "It's all respect. It's all love. There is no drama personally." This public declaration was preceded by a similar sentiment from Gomez herself. Following the release of her 2019 breakup song, Lose You to Love Me, widely believed to be inspired by her past relationship with Justin Bieber, Gomez issued a powerful statement. Without directly naming Hailey, Gomez implored her fans, "I do not stand for women tearing women down, and I will never, ever be by that. So please be kind to everyone." Tragically, even with both women having clearly moved on from the events of years past, the criticisms and incessant fan badgering have only intensified. The pervasive Selena versus Hailey narrative has less to do with factual reality and far more to do with fandom fiction, a collective projection of the public's insatiable desire for a dramatic, conclusive ending to a story that was never theirs to author. In many ways, this perceived rivalry transcends a simple conflict between two individuals. It embodies a struggle between past obsessions and present realities, between a fantastical narrative and the uncomfortable truth of letting go. Every like, share, or comment meticulously dissecting a perceived side-eye or a lip-syncing TikTok further entrenches this illusion of animosity. What is often tragically omitted from this obsessive conversation is the profound toll it exacts on real people. Both Gomez and Bieber have openly shared their struggles with mental health and the sheer exhaustion of being perpetually pitted against one another for the sake of generating clicks and comments. At its core, this narrative is not about betrayal by one woman towards another, but rather a betrayal by the audience of two women's fundamental humanity, their undeniable autonomy, and their genuine attempts to forge paths forward. The media may revel in portraying rivalry, But it is high time we, as consumers of this content, begin to critically examine why we too crave such narratives. Because at a certain point, we must confront the uncomfortable reality. It is no longer Selena Gomez or Hailey Bieber who are fueling this destructive fire. It is undeniably us. This story is far from over, and its continuation lies not with them, but with the audience's choices.
Welcome back, gossip gurus, to a fresh explosion of Hollywood chaos, because Justin Bieber is reportedly in yet another spiraling meltdown, and in a truly shocking turn of events, this entire messy saga is once again shining a blinding spotlight on a brutal truth. Hailey Bieber is never the primary focus in her own life, not even a little bit. Despite 6 years of marriage, you'd think the ghost of Selena would have long been laid to rest, but as you're about to discover, Selena Gomez is still front and center, seemingly pulling the strings of Justin's emotional state. Would you believe that Hailey is so deeply invested in Selena's every single move that she literally has notifications turned on for hate posts about Selena, and she just got caught red-handed? Yes, it's that bad. We absolutely need to unravel the shocking depths of this obsession and the devastating toll it's taking on the Bieber marriage. Not only that, but Justin's situation has officially plummeted from bad to worse, especially now that Hailey appears to have completely run out of the emotional capacity to hold him down. And to top it all off, this latest episode couldn't have hit at a more catastrophic time, because Hailey's own business ventures are reportedly struggling. You'll want to grab a generous portion of popcorn, find your most comfortable seat, and prepare for a deep dive, because this is about to be a very long, very juicy one. Without any further ado, let's break down every single scandalous detail. Before we dive into this absolute roller coaster of a story, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay instantly updated on all the unbelievable, unfiltered moments. Believe it or not, this latest entanglement all began with a seemingly innocent, yet incredibly revealing, blind item about Hailey Bieber. Now, while we always take blind items with a hefty grain of salt, this one proved eerily accurate. It read, apparently words were exchanged this past weekend because the A-list celebrity and A-list singer, actress, producer are back in their feud mode. Hailey Baldwin Bieber / Selena Gomez, by the way. It's no secret that there has always been this peculiar, seemingly one-sided obsession Hailey harbors for Selena, and it's clearly still raging strong. But seeing it so brazenly confirmed, like this, wasn't on anyone's 2025 bingo card. After all these years, all the drama, and a whole marriage, the idea of Hailey still lurking in the shadows, waiting to pounce on anything Selena-related, is truly baffling to many. The word on the street is that ever since Selena went public with her relationship with Benny Blanco, Justin has been acting increasingly off, appearing suddenly super emotional, and Hailey has reportedly reached the end of her tether trying to manage his turbulent moods. Now, there is certainly some truth to these whispers. Justin endured a tumultuous 2024, marked by unsettling incidents like allegedly blocking family from being near his child and the infamous photos of him openly weeping. He was undeniably going through it. The twist here is that while many initially linked his breakdown to his past experiences with Diddy, people are now connecting the dots, realizing his emotional distress might actually stem from the unexpected pairing of his former friend, Benny Blanco, with his ex, Selena Gomez. Imagine the layers of confusion and raw emotion that would stir. By now, you're likely wondering where Hailey fits into this complex web, and let me explain. According to a telling article from the Daily Mail, Hailey was recently caught liking a notoriously shady TikTok about Selena and Benny. This wasn't an accidental scroll, it was an act of active lurking. She reportedly sought out a post explicitly making fun of Selena and Benny, and then inexplicably decided to double-tap that like. It raises the immediate, nagging question, why was she even seeing these posts in the first place? A TikToker named Courtney Presto publicly exposed Hailey for her actions, revealing that Hailey had reacted to a video she made on February 14th regarding Selena and Benny's Valentine's Day photo shoot. The video itself was only 7 seconds long. It's crucial to understand that Courtney Presto isn't some massive influencer. She only has around 5,000 followers, and most of her videos barely hit that many views. This was intended to be just another low-key post. But thanks to Hailey Bieber's interaction, that video now sits at almost 3 million views. Courtney later provided an update, sharing a screenshot clearly showing Hailey Bieber's verified account liking her initial video. That's when everything went downhill for Hailey. Hailey quickly unliked the video, but her swift action was a little too late because Courtney had already secured the receipts, capturing screenshots and immediately creating a follow-up video about it. It was at this point that Hailey attempted to defend herself, claiming it wasn't actually her. Hailey's supporters quickly jumped in, insisting it was merely a parody account and that even the blue checkmark looked fake. Hailey initially leaned into this narrative, but it didn't hold up for long. It turns out Courtney Presto did not appreciate being called a liar. She clapped back with irrefutable evidence, and that's when the truly alarming truth became apparent. Hailey basically has notifications turned on for every anti-Selena post. This is how we got here. Courtney further explained that on February 14th, she posted a video about Selena Gomez's very campy Valentine's Day photos. Her goal was to create content that would gain traction on Threads. She actively looked for comments with multiple responses, signaling algorithmic pickup. By February 16th, her video had garnered 77,000 views, becoming her most viral video to date. Then, she received a push notification. Hailey Bieber liked my TikTok. Initially, she dismissed it as fake or a fan account. But upon opening the app to engage with other comments, she saw the undeniable notification and took a screenshot. She then clicked the notification, took another screenshot, and naturally shared this coolest thing that's ever happened with everyone she knew. When a friend with a drama channel told her, "Listen, if you don't cover this, I will," the full story spilled. Courtney's main takeaway: Hailey Bieber hates Selena Gomez so much that her For You page discovery algorithm is trained so well to get hate videos about Selena early in the discovery algorithm. The algorithm, in essence, is snitching on Hailey, as this type of content only appears if you're constantly engaging with it. And if that wasn't embarrassing enough, people began connecting more dots, realizing this might not be an isolated incident. Some fans observed that Hailey suddenly got a significant ring upgrade right after Selena publicly displayed a massive engagement ring from Benny Blanco. Selena's ring was notably larger than the one Justin had originally given Hailey as a wedding band, which Hailey then promptly replaced. One person explicitly pointed out, "Did anyone else clock that Hailey suddenly got a ring upgrade after Selena got an engagement ring that was way bigger than the one Justin originally got Hailey? Coincidence? Maybe, but knowing Hailey, probably not." Now, this isn't about picking sides, but at a certain point, Hailey has to understand that her actions are self-sabotaging. The more she engages in this behavior, the more it reinforces the perception that she is utterly obsessed with Selena, perhaps even more than she is with Justin. The plot thickens with a report from dailymail.com, which exclusively revealed that Selena Gomez went out of her way to avoid Hailey Bieber at the Vanity Fair Oscars party recently. Both women attended the star-studded bash in Beverly Hills, looking stunning in black gowns. A source confided to dailymail.com that there was no way Selena wanted an awkward photo and for everyone to write about it the next day. It was her night. She was a presenter at the Oscars for Emilia Perez, a film that she's proud of, so she wanted to focus on that. The insider added, however, that the Good For You singer would have been perfectly fine saying hello to the Vogue supermodel if they had accidentally run into each other, explaining, "She would say hello, of course, because Selena's a friendly person. She just wanted to avoid being photographed with her or near her, because then 100 stories are born." This sentiment is rooted in past experience, as Selena had previously taken a picture with Hailey at the 2022 Academy Museum Gala. That seemingly innocent interaction unleashed a torrent of wild, often fabricated, stories. It's no wonder Selena wants absolutely nothing to do with that kind of intense, manufactured noise anymore. Let's momentarily shift focus from Hailey and turn our attention to Justin, because while Hailey is reportedly fixated on Selena, Justin has been grappling with something far more profound. If you thought Hailey's situation was bad, wait until you see what's been happening with him, because the latest footage of him making rounds online is genuinely disturbing. Justin Bieber recently appeared at a road event to support his wife, and while it should have been a sweet moment, people couldn't help but notice that something was profoundly off. Like, really off. If you think I'm exaggerating, simply be your own judge. Fans immediately flooded social media to express their deep concerns after watching the video, and for once, it was one of those rare moments where everyone seemed to be on the same page. As you might guess, the comments were not good. Some even speculated that Justin might be back to using substances, a rumor that has circulated before. But the way he looked at this particular event, something was just undeniably wrong. Let's examine a few of the comments. One person, speaking for many, declared, "This is not sober Bieber." Another wrote, chillingly, "This is how Liam Payne was acting a few weeks before his death, just saying that man needs help ASAP." Yet another person agreed with the drug use claims, stating, "Yeah, he's definitely using, so sad." As has become custom, Hailey was also squarely blamed. If Hailey cared, she would take him to rehab, but she's posing for photos instead. These comments, while harsh, reflect genuine public worry. It's well known that the entertainment industry has inflicted immense trauma on Justin, something he has openly discussed as playing a huge role in his past struggles with addiction. So, if he is indeed sinking back there, judging from that unsettling clip, it would be heartbreaking but honestly not shocking. As expected, whenever public concern about Justin's mental health flares up, his team is quick to intervene, and this time was no different. They swiftly moved to shut down the rumors. According to TMZ, sources close to Justin claim he is not on drugs and that his disheveled appearance was simply because he had been in the studio all night and was simply tired. While long studio sessions can certainly be draining, Justin's appearance didn't scream all night. It screamed something far deeper. And let's be real, we've seen celebrities use this excuse before when something suspicious was clearly happening. It's also worth noting that he's been spotted looking disheveled quite frequently lately, so this wasn't an isolated incident. The striking difference between images of Justin where he appears warmer but high on something, and those where he looks sober and just going about his day, appearing sad and distant, is truly unsettling. One can only hope that he doesn't hit rock bottom before his social circle can truly step in. Moving on, another significant factor fueling these speculations is the increasingly fragile state of Justin and Hailey's marriage. Everyone and their grandma are well aware of the persistent rumors that have swirled for years about trouble in their supposed paradise. However, the last couple of months have shown clear indicators that things between them are far from picture perfect. To be fair, Justin was reportedly living on the edge long before he ever met Hailey. While some fans don't believe it, Hailey has undeniably stepped up in countless ways, perhaps not perfectly or as everyone would expect, but she has certainly tried. Yet, word on the street now is that they are on the verge of divorce, a possibility that has been brought up for years but now feels undeniably closer. If Justin has truly been depending on Hailey to pull him out of these dark funks, then sooner or later, this rumored divorce will become inevitable. What makes these latest divorce rumors so impactful is that, unlike in the past when claims often came from outsiders, this time, it seems like they themselves are subtly leaking the cracks to the world. Their online back and forth, characterized by cryptic Instagram stories and song quotes, is truly astonishing. It appears 2024 is the year we communicate our deepest feelings through Spotify playlists. It all reportedly began when Justin Bieber posted a strange close-up of his face on his Instagram story, accompanied by the song Bed by Jacquees, specifically highlighting certain lyrics. Apparently, only about 20 minutes later, Hailey shared the song 30 for 30 by SZA and Kendrick Lamar, carefully choosing particular lyrics. Justin isn't exactly known for oversharing on social media. His Instagram is typically a mix of moody selfies, music promotion, and the occasional blurry shot of Hailey. However, the recent absence of Hailey in his posts, coupled with the addition of these shady lyrics, is highly suspicious. To make matters worse, Hailey seemingly exacerbated the situation by posting her own cryptic story, complete with lyrics from a song about betrayal and emotional chaos. Fans were left divided, unsure if this was a normal couple's argument, a calculated marketing stunt, a desperate cry for help, or all of the above. Taking a step back, couples do argue, and celebrities, despite their flawless appearances, are still just humans, albeit with millions of followers scrutinizing every move. Perhaps Justin's post was just a random vibe, and Hailey's was a mere coincidence. Or perhaps, just perhaps, this is indeed the beginning of the end for their marriage. But here's the truly interesting part. Of course, the internet had theories, one of which was that Selena Gomez remains the eternal ghost haunting the Bieber marriage. Yes, Selena, in this narrative, must always be dragged into it. The recent footage of Justin at the Road event, barely holding it together, perfectly summarizes his current mental state. Whether Justin is back on drugs or not, it's undeniably clear that he doesn't look okay. Given everything he's endured in the industry, from child stardom to alleged trauma, and yes, those Diddy rumors, it wouldn't be surprising if he's still battling some serious inner demons. All we can do is hope he pulls through, even when he's not looking his best. As I warned you, this was a long one. Justin barely holding it together at Hailey's event was about to be the least of their worries, because shortly after, Road was about to face its own potential cancellation in ways Hailey simply didn't see coming. Poor Hailey truly cannot catch a break. Every time it seems she's finally out of the drama, something new explodes, and this time, it's all about her latest Road launch, a lip liner that has everyone talking, but definitively not in the way she hoped. Frankly, when it comes to Hailey, the internet always finds a new angle. If you were active on TikTok during that period, you undoubtedly saw videos like this one. A user exclaiming, "I'm sorry, but I bought this Road lip peptide and I thought it was going to be so good. I was literally about to do a review of this, so let's get into it." Then, a board-certified dermatologist chimed in, stating, "I hate celebrity skincare lines, but I often try them, maybe one day one of them will get them right, so let's talk about Road." Very recently, Hailey dropped another product from her brand. On the product page, it states that this product enhances your lips effortlessly. The peptide lip shape claims to combine soft-focused color and a high-performance skincare to give your lips dimension, creamier and more seamless than a lip liner. It further promises to create a contoured effect and deliver efficacious ingredients that visibly enhance lip volume. Road even adds that the product is clinically proven to enhance the appearance of lip fullness. From the very beginning, it was clear that Hailey wasn't aiming to create a standard lip liner. This was, in fact, a lip contour product. But when people put this to the test, all hell broke loose. What truly infuriated people was the promotional material for these lip liners. Every single advertisement featured lips that were obviously filled with lip injections, yet this was a product being marketed to enhance the natural appearance of lips to make them look fuller. And let's not even get started on Hailey's own lip filler drama, because while it's clear she has had lip injections, despite denying it for ages, one doctor, JB Aesthetics, pointed out with black arrows that the puffiness above her lip is actually lip filler migration. This could also just be a shadow from the video, but the implication was clear. So now, we have a product whose main selling point is to enhance lip fullness, yet it has been created and modeled by Hailey, who openly has lip fillers. She got lip injections but wants her customers to believe they'll achieve the same results naturally. Be so for real. People scoffed, arguing that the only way this product would work is if it came with a syringe of lip fillers, otherwise, it was straight-up false advertising. There's nothing inherently wrong with getting lip fillers, but the public's concern was that if you're selling a lip contour product designed to create fullness, perhaps show how it works on natural lips too. And just like that, the lippy was immediately labeled unrealistic, and sales reportedly tanked. The backlash was instantaneous. TikTok was flooded with videos of people openly clowning the product, expressing disappointment, and stating they expected more from Road. Some called it lazy, others labeled it a cash grab, and many were simply legitimately disappointed. Next, people began questioning whether Hailey truly understood what she was doing with Rhode, or if she was merely riding the wave of celebrity privilege. Hailey went from being praised for her skincare brand to getting dragged for her lip liners overnight. Even Jeffree Star, a seasoned beauty mogul, joined the bandwagon, declaring the product so unnecessary and literally the cheapest piece of plastic. He ridiculed its tiny size, exclaiming, "Look at this little nub, I can't, guys." We could genuinely go on and on about the many instances where Rhode has faced bad press, but let's leave it at that for today. One thing is crystal clear. Justin Bieber is undeniably not in a good place right now, and the entire Selena and Benny situation is obviously messing with him deeply. Hailey might be defending him in public, but behind closed doors, it looks like she's running on empty. At this point, their marriage increasingly feels more like a carefully managed PR game than a genuine partnership. And with Justin spiraling like this, it feels like it's only a matter of time before things completely unravel. But what do you all truly think? Is Justin genuinely just tired, or is there something much deeper going on? And do you believe Hailey will ever truly stop lurking on Selena's every move? Let's chat in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Welcome back, everyone, to the most captivating, jaw-dropping saga currently gripping the internet. The relentless drama surrounding Selena Gomez, Hailey Bieber, and Justin Bieber. The digital world is absolutely buzzing, especially after that sensational 7-part series about their intertwined lives went viral on TikTok, sparking fresh conversations and renewed scrutiny. Before we plunge into the latest revelations and the undeniable ripple effects of that series, let's just say the sheer intensity of the situation has reached a fever pitch. You see, the internet, and us included, have been tracking this narrative for years, uncovering layers of alleged obsession, undeniable coincidences, and moments that make you truly question what's real. This story is so compelling, so filled with unexpected turns, that it's almost impossible to look away. This is not just celebrity gossip. This is a deep dive into a narrative that has captivated millions, a story where the lines between past and present, inspiration and imitation, become dangerously blurred. Prepare to be hooked, because every detail, every alleged interaction, every shared moment paints a picture so juicy, so tantalizing, that you'll be hungry for more until the very end. You absolutely don't want to miss a single, shocking detail, so settle in, and before we unravel this astonishing saga, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay instantly updated on all the unbelievable, unfiltered moments. Now, for those who might remember, a while back, an old friend of Hailey Bieber's reportedly came forward on social media. This friend, in a series of videos, allegedly exposed details about Hailey's past, including claims that she used to actively stalk Justin Bieber. These claims involved her supposedly asking for his location and even showing up at hotels or places he was known to be. The alleged actions Hailey used to take were, to say the least, quite wild. I need to acknowledge that there are recent articles being published which state that Hailey Bieber is reportedly considering legal action against individuals discussing these very topics. Despite these reports, I am choosing to proceed with this video because I believe in the freedom of people to speak on information that has already been made publicly available. If news sources are providing false information, then by all means, they should be held accountable. However, I think it would be deeply unfair for someone of her wealth and influence to pursue legal action against smaller creators like myself or others for merely discussing readily available information circulating on the internet. Many of us are simply trying to make a living, while those involved are clearly very well off. I believe that what creators like myself are doing on platforms like YouTube, simply commenting on what is already viral and widely circulated on social media, is not wrong. We are merely everyday people sitting down and offering commentary on information that is already out there. We are not fabricating news stories. Furthermore, there are several video clips circulating online that show Justin Bieber treating Hailey Bieber in ways that appear quite unkind. We will continue to address these as they surface. It is genuinely disheartening to witness some of these interactions. For instance, in one clip, Hailey mentions her Lyme disease and Justin interjects, "It's not your Lyme disease." When she responds that she was worried about his Lyme disease because she had been with him through months of doctor visits, he dismissively says, "Listen to me, woman. I'm just going to add that to the attitude." In another moment, when Hailey playfully asks about their first kiss, Justin hesitates, prompting her to say, "I just can't. Don't touch me right now." He responds, "No, no, 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 no. Just in general, that just happens sometimes. You're just like, okay, babe, just give me some space." These moments, observed by fans, are unsettling. It is terrible to witness these moments, and I genuinely feel sympathy for Hailey. While some might argue, well, what she did to Selena was awful, and we will discuss that further, I want to state unequivocally that I do not support any woman being hurt or mistreated in any form. While I don't know the intricacies of their private life, some of the ways we've seen Justin treat her publicly are not kind. Regardless of how their relationship began or how she entered the picture, I still feel for her in those moments. I experienced secondhand embarrassment watching some of these videos where she attempts to be sweet, cuddly, and affectionate, only for him to react in a visibly off-putting manner. For all the girls who once adored Justin Bieber and knowing he still has a massive fan base, it's interesting to consider how people maintain crushes on celebrities they see treating others poorly in these videos. Would you truly want to be with someone who behaves like that? Perhaps he wasn't very kind to Selena Gomez either. Her past relationship with him clearly involved significant challenges. Many people still hope for Justin and Selena to reunite. And while that era of their relationship is, for me, a historical moment that evokes strong nostalgia, I was around their age when it was happening, and I often watch their old videos. I also acknowledge that despite the positive memories, it was a very toxic relationship. Justin reportedly cheated on her and put her through a lot. I am simply not in favor of women being placed in situations where their mental health declines due to being treated horribly by another person. I don't care if it's Justin Bieber, whose music I genuinely admire and have always liked. I still would not want to be in a relationship with someone who would treat me like that, especially on public platforms like live streams. As someone with empathy for all human beings, it's difficult for me to watch these videos of Hailey, regardless of past events, and think, oh well, she deserves that. I genuinely feel terrible for her. Some of these videos, which I honestly cannot recall if I included in my first video, it's been a long time since I put that together, and I only watch my videos once after uploading to ensure everything is good, that are now appearing on my TikTok, are truly shocking. They reveal ways in which Hailey Bieber seems to have had an obsession, not even necessarily with Justin, but rather with Selena Gomez. I ponder if it began with Hailey crushing on Justin and simply wanting to be Selena, given that Justin was with her at the time. I have my own personal feelings about this because I've experienced a similar situation where someone I was with had a past relationship that didn't work out, and now I'm with that person, and the ex involved began doing things exactly like me. It honestly makes you feel a little bit crazy when you witness it, and it doesn't feel good to be on the receiving end of someone copying you. It's totally normal and healthy to draw inspiration from others. We all look at people and can be inspired by an outfit, a hairstyle, or an activity. But what Hailey seems to be doing is taking that to an extreme level, replicating so many things exactly like Selena Gomez. This topic is always fascinating to me because it's playing out for millions to see. I am constantly shocked, wondering if people who copy others so blatantly don't realize that the person being copied will notice, and that everyone watching will also notice. I can assure you the person being copied notices every single time. I'm going to show you some clips of these outfits Hailey Bieber wore right after Selena Gomez. There are some that are truly jaw-dropping because they are the exact same outfit. And yes, celebrities often wear similar outfits in Hollywood, but this is different. This is next level because some of the outfits she wore are not only identical, but she also styles them in a specific way to look exactly like something Selena just wore. It's just weird. Please let me know in the comments if I'm the only one who feels this way, though I suspect I'm not. Seeing these things makes me feel a bit sad for Hailey because I believe when people behave this way, it stems from deep insecurity. I feel genuinely bad for people who are struggling with self-love, and she is a beautiful girl with the potential to be her own person without obsessing over anyone. Inspiration is great, but this is just taking it too far. In my previous video, I discussed the tattoo behind the ear and many other similarities, but I've seen some new clips that were genuinely shocking. For instance, there was a guy Selena Gomez was reportedly seen with in 2015 or 2016, whose name I can't recall but will be mentioned in the video clip. After Selena was with him, Hailey was suddenly seen with the same guy. There's simply too much crossover. Honestly, I feel at this point it would serve Hailey better to just come out and say, honestly, I'm in a weird position because I'm married to Justin Bieber, but I do love Selena Gomez, and I've always been a really big fan of her. I had a crush on Justin Bieber, but I was always a really big fan of Selena and love her style, and do take a lot of inspiration from her. Just call it what it is instead of the past videos where she's tried to be overly nice. Whenever this topic resurfaces, which it does year after year, people get obsessed all over again. It's crazy, and every time it pops up, I'm always drawn back in. But it always comes back around, and it just feels like, can we just address it for what it is at this point? Maybe that would actually put a stop to it. An example of this is in her past talk show appearances where she tries to claim, hey, I didn't even really know who Justin Bieber was, when there is such a massive digital footprint of her not only being in the exact same place as Justin Bieber, but holding up magazines of him with Selena Gomez, dancing to their music, and posting Twitter comments asking people where Justin was going to be. Why would you go on television, knowing you're being recorded, and say, no, I didn't even know who he was? Were you a believer?
No.
To be honest, this is the truth. He was so new that I didn't really know a lot about him yet. Just admit you knew who he was. That's the thing that truly bothers me. Let's not act like we aren't doing what we're doing, because the gig is up. Let's just say it for what it is. You obviously knew who he was and knew who Selena was, and were kind of obsessing over them. I want to emphasize that many of these clips are from when she was extremely young, and I'm not going to hold someone accountable for how they behaved as a teenager. The Justin Bieber craze was absolutely insane. I don't know any girl around that age who wasn't obsessed with him. He had a massive fan base. So many people were in love with him. It was almost scary. So, of course, there would be celebrities like Hailey and other girls who would have crushes on him because, at the end of the day, even though they're famous and have access to him, they're still teenage girls. It's not bizarre that Hailey would have been crushing on him or interested in him. It's just, why are we going to pretend like we weren't doing these things that we were clearly doing, and then in adulthood continue to copy Selena Gomez? That's what blows my mind. Why continue this? Selena Gomez started a cooking show, and then Hailey started one right after. Not only that, but her show reportedly mirrored almost the exact same format Selena was using. Then there's their beauty brands. Selena Gomez started Rare Beauty, and then Hailey Bieber started Rhode. The marketing is so similar, and the packaging is almost identical. In one ad, Hailey had lipstick on her teeth, and the ad was in a store. From an embarrassment level, that's definitely high. One particularly glaring example shows Hailey responding to, "What do you wish more people knew about you?" by saying, "My heart. I wish people just knew my heart." This sounds strikingly similar to a statement Selena made about her identity, emphasizing her truth. Another example shows Hailey saying she is not 19 anymore, and that she realized everybody else seemed to be narrating my life for me, so why don't I put something out that is my side of the story? This parallels Selena's own statements about wanting to control her narrative. Hailey also claims, "Everything that we're doing is at home. It's my amazing kitchen, which is we actually are in my real kitchen, in my real house. This is not a set. This is where I really live." This directly mirrors Selena's Selena Plus Chef setup, which is filmed in her actual home kitchen. Even the introduction of grandmothers with Hailey saying, "And Nana, and I thought it would be fun to share it with you. So, Nana, what do we call?" And Selena saying, "And my Nana, this is my Nana," is uncanny. Hailey also has a My Life in Looks segment, where she goes through biggest fashion fails and kind of outfits, which again is a popular concept. Even when she talks about Britney Spears saying, "Britney Spears was the first record I ever bought, and she was the first concert I ever went to maybe one time, and I love her. I love Britney. She was the first concert I ever went to." This consistent mirroring makes me feel genuinely sad that she is struggling with her identity, or was at the time, to such an extent. I'm not going to join the bandwagon of hating on anyone or being downright cruel. I just feel bad for people who act this way, believing it's not glaringly obvious, because it's rooted in insecurity. I feel for people who are struggling to love themselves in the way they deserve. The fact that she continued to do things exactly like Selena, seemingly thinking nobody would notice, is a bit unsettling. It's also a little scary that there are rumors of lawsuits, but I truly believe people have the right to discuss and comment on readily available information. This topic is huge, and it keeps resurfacing for a reason. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco just released an album together, and the music is truly amazing. Their collaboration works so well. The music perfectly fits her voice, and the songs are beautiful. There's one song in particular where Selena Gomez has publicly stated that the inspiration came from someone else's perspective, someone saying it to her. She believes it might have been Hailey Bieber. She explained, "This song is another song that was actually told to me. This is actually me, and the experience of someone maybe in their past that you know had gone through whatever they needed to go through to get through life. And this is odd to say, but yes, I'm the person that it happened to." Then there's the lyric where she sings, "You walked in, big-ass grin, act or talking like we're friends. What were you thinking?" And it's a widely known fact that there are pictures of Selena Gomez hanging out with Hailey Bieber. It's just like, oh God. If these songs were written about me, I probably wouldn't go outside for a long time. I'd be too embarrassed just staying home, minding my business, and letting it cool down. On that note, I won't say too much about Justin. I feel he's going through a lot. Honestly, for everyone involved, Selena, Justin, Hailey, I just want everyone to be well and for their mental health to be strong. I hope that behind the scenes, Justin is treating Hailey well and that Justin himself is doing okay, especially with all the Diddy revelations coming out. If the things being said about Justin are true, I can't imagine how triggering it could be to have traumatic past events resurface, with everyone speculating and commenting on them online when he himself didn't want to share them. He has certainly looked like he's struggling since all of this came out. So, I'm not going to join a hate train against him. I just think that they are people at the end of the day, and everyone makes mistakes. I truly hope they're all doing well and emerge from this stronger. I hope for peace and happiness for everyone involved in this situation. But Hailey needs to cool it with emulating Selena because it's creepy and weird. If someone were doing that to me, I would notice it and I wouldn't like it. Let me know what you all think about this in the comments down below. If there's anything more to discuss surrounding this topic, I will definitely do that. So, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all soon for another video. Welcome to an unprecedented deep dive into the enigmatic world of Justin Bieber, a narrative so intricate and layered, you'll be on the edge of your seat from start to finish. TMZ has gone behind the headlines, meticulously uncovering details that paint a startling picture of the pop sensation's recent struggles, both personal and financial. This isn't just about fame, it's about the staggering pressures that come with it, the whispers of financial distress, and the intense scrutiny of his relationships. Prepare to be truly captivated, because what we've unearthed is nothing short of shocking, offering a glimpse into the hidden realities of one of the world's biggest stars. This is the story you haven't heard, filled with unexpected turns and revelations that will leave you hungry for more. So, settle in, because you're about to discover the unexpected truth behind the headlines. And before we dive headfirst into this compelling narrative, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single, mind-blowing detail of this unfolding saga. We need to understand what is truly happening with Justin Bieber. The pop sensation has openly discussed his mental health and its impact on his marriage to Hailey Bieber. Justin posted a video on Instagram announcing the postponement of some upcoming shows due to Ramsay Hunt syndrome, a rare condition causing facial paralysis. Reports then surfaced that he canceled the remaining dates of his Justice World Tour. Later, news broke that Justin Bieber had reportedly fired his longtime manager, Scooter Braun, and that the two had not spoken in months. Then, for a reported $200 million, Justin Bieber sold off the entire rights to all of his music. A longtime friend of the pop star, who has sold over 150 million records, even stated that Justin is, in his words, in a cult. Justin, 31, has also appeared thinner with dark circles under his eyes, sparking concern among many. We have spoken to numerous individuals who are genuinely concerned about Justin Bieber's mental health. There is cause for worry, even in his own words. He has spoken for 8 years about his struggles, even admitting to suicidal thoughts at times, asking if the pain would ever disappear. When he first rose to fame, we saw what appeared to be tantrums, but dismissed them as typical kid behavior. However, sources close to him reveal that these tantrums, now dubbed mantrums by some, are still occurring. In one instance, he reportedly yelled at paparazzi, "This is funny to you guys? Get out of here. Go, get out of here. All you guys want is money, 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 money. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Money." We have conversed with many people in Justin's inner circle who have opened up about his finances and other matters. When asked about his mental health, they immediately shut down the conversation, suggesting there is clearly something they wish to keep hidden. We witnessed this during his Justice tour when he was seen crying on stage. He also posted a lengthy essay expressing feelings of unworthiness. It is common for celebrities, especially those who achieve success at a young age, to feel like imposters, believing they are not as talented or deserving as the world perceives them to be. This can profoundly affect them, leading to many cautionary tales. A significant factor is being prematurely thrust into an adult world, missing crucial developmental stages of childhood and adolescence. Giving children and adolescents adult responsibilities can be traumatic. Children need to be children. We have observed him coming out of restaurants and coffee shops looking frail and agitated with paparazzi. He has previously admitted to being under the influence of various substances, including MDMA, Xanax, marijuana, and mushrooms. He described waking up and immediately taking pills and smoking. A recent alarm was raised at Coachella where he appeared disoriented, sparking rampant online speculation about what he might be taking. We saw him smoking, and some suggested he was on mushrooms again. We interviewed a woman who stood next to him for an hour and a half at Coachella. She stated he looked totally normal, just like a normal 30-year-old, and did not appear intoxicated, reminding her of how she and her friends behave when out having a good time. However, reports also indicate he has been in Iceland, where he allegedly engaged in bong rips while working on an album. Experts warn that with legalization, the concentration of THC in cannabis approaches 100%, making it profoundly addictive and linked to significant psychiatric problems. Justin's representatives have denied that he is taking any hard drugs, a sentiment echoed by his team. However, some question the definition of a hard drug, noting its subjectivity and point out that mushrooms, while not considered hard by some, certainly impact mood. His team's immediate defensiveness when mental health is discussed suggests a struggle. Despite Justin openly crying out for help, stating he is trying to figure things out, his team maintains he is in the best place he has ever been. This stark contradiction makes one wonder whom to believe. Sources also describe Justin as a Jekyll and Hyde personality, capable of being very sweet but also exhibiting a strong narcissistic streak. This does not necessarily imply instability, but rather a coping mechanism, as no one can be sweet all the time, especially a celebrity facing immense pressure. The notion that a global superstar like Justin Bieber must have a perfect life is a frequent misconception. When you think of Justin Bieber, you inevitably think of him and Hailey together. They are an iconic couple, constantly followed by paparazzi. However, their marriage has reportedly been extremely difficult, to the point where they almost split up. Justin himself, perhaps jokingly, mentioned in an interview on Ellen that their marriage felt arranged. He explained that Hailey, raised Christian, was introduced to him and his mom, sharing similar values. He now perceives it as an arranged marriage. Justin was famously on and off with Selena before his on and off relationship with Hailey. Shortly after Selena and Justin broke up, he was seen with Hailey, leading many online to believe she was waiting on the sidelines like an understudy. Many remember the surprise of their engagement in the Bahamas, occurring after only a month of being back together. These two young, high-profile celebrities faced numerous challenges in their marriage. Both Hailey and Justin were reportedly open about their marital struggles. Hailey even stated that at one point she didn't want to do this anymore. She has faced harsh criticism from fans who still believe Justin and Selena are destined to be together, with some declaring Team Selena and asserting Hailey will never be Selena. Conversely, some sources claim Hailey viewed the marriage as a youthful version of Jay-Z and Beyoncé, suggesting she doesn't shy away from the spotlight and, in fact, loves it. What she reportedly dislikes is the abuse she receives from fans who believe she stalked Justin. Indeed, some are convinced Hailey was a stalker. Justin carried a lot of trauma into the marriage, making it difficult for both of them, and he reportedly had a breakdown in the first year of their marriage. Hailey reportedly called her mom crying in Manhattan, telling her, "I just can't do it." There was also a reported lack of trust, as Hailey had known Justin long enough to witness his promiscuous behavior. Despite this, she reportedly has no reason to be insecure now, as she is married to him and he is reportedly head over heels in love with her, and they have an adorable son. However, the relentless press attacks on her for simply being his chosen partner must be incredibly challenging. Sources close to the couple indicate that Selena remains a constant presence, not because of anything Selena has done, but due to Hailey's perception of her. As the saying goes, Selena is living rent-free in Hailey's head. To this day, Selena is reportedly on Hailey's mind, almost serving as a benchmark. This is evident in alleged instances of copying, from tattoos to certain quotes. For example, on January 24, 2020, Selena stated, "I realized that everybody else seemed to be narrating my life for me. So why don't I put something out that is my side of the story?" A month later, Hailey reportedly said, "I realized that I was able to tell my story about who I was from my own mouth instead of people from the outside being able to tell my story for me." This similarity, just a month apart, is striking. Justin has also faced severe financial difficulties. Sources reveal that both he and Hailey spend extravagantly. There's a story from the Justice Tour where Justin had a massive jet, and Hailey allegedly wanted the same type of jet. Tour managers reportedly told them they were spending too much money and suggested Hailey take a smaller jet. She supposedly refused, stating, "Absolutely not. That's the jet that Kylie has, and I'm not taking a lesser jet." Money and intimacy are two common sources of marital conflict, and their immense financial troubles reportedly bled into their relationship. Despite the woman in Palm Springs witnessing them being loving and affectionate at a concert, and Justin appearing protective of Hailey, he openly admits to struggling. If he is saying this publicly, what is he saying privately? While every marriage has its ups and downs, theirs appears to have been far from smooth sailing. One source claimed that a core issue was Justin's heavy marijuana use, with Hailey reportedly urging him to slow down after they had a child. He entered the marriage with pre-existing issues, reportedly believing Hailey could fix him, which placed immense pressure on her. However, they appear to have worked through it, seeming tight and very much in love. Justin Bieber, during his career, amassed between $500 million and $1 billion. Yet, it is breathtaking to learn that he reportedly had to sell his music catalog because he was broke. Money appears to be at the root of much of this, specifically Justin's music earnings. While Bieber's side claims he wrote everything, Scooter Braun's side asserts he wrote none of his hits. However, if you look at all of his songs, Justin is listed as one of the writers. This is not uncommon, as even changing one note on a demo can justify a writing credit. One collaborator reportedly sent Justin a demo that he did not change at all, yet Justin was still credited. For example, Pooh Bear reportedly wrote "What Do You Mean?" and, according to sources not from Scooter's camp, he sent Justin demos for every song he wrote, and Justin reportedly never changed them. Ed Sheeran and Benny Blanco wrote "Love Yourself," and a documentary shows them recording and writing it, with Justin nowhere in sight. Boyfriend was written by Mike Posner, and Sorry by Julia Michaels and Justin Tranter. According to Scooter's camp, Justin would not have secured his $200 million publishing deal if not for Scooter obtaining the publishing rights for music he largely didn't write. Some writers were fine with giving Justin publishing rights because his singing made their songs hits. So, while Justin's people claim Scooter screwed him, it's unclear how, particularly regarding this aggressive pursuit of publishing rights. Scooter, who discovered Justin 18 years ago and made him a superstar, seems to have acted within his role. However, Justin has a different narrative about the beginning of their professional relationship. At 13, he saw Scooter as a father figure, placing all his trust in him. Looking back, he reportedly feels he was fleeced or bamboozled throughout their career together. The question remains, was he truly bamboozled? And if so, how specifically did Scooter wrong him? Who is influencing Justin to believe this? It's truly crazy, considering how close Scooter and Justin appeared for years. You could see that Scooter loved Justin like a son, and Justin loved Scooter like a father. There's a clip of young Justin wanting to buy a toy helicopter, and Scooter telling him he couldn't, acting as a true father figure. Another perspective, which Justin now reportedly holds, is that Scooter loved him and acted like a father because Justin was making him incredibly rich. Justin was the golden goose. An old saying notes that if someone is taking a percentage of your money, the richer they get, the richer you get. This tale is as old as the music industry itself. There will always be someone profiting from the artist, but conflict arises when the artist feels that person is taking too much. The breaking point for Justin Bieber and Scooter Braun, particularly for Justin, was reportedly the Justice Tour. He was not alone in this. The tour was notoriously difficult. Justin abruptly canceled the remaining 81 shows of the 130-date tour, plunging into massive debt and leaving fans furious, resulting in widespread finger-pointing. The tour began in February 2022. Justin performed 49 shows before pulling the plug. He revealed on social media that he had been diagnosed with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, a serious condition causing shingles in the inner ear, loss of balance, and facial paralysis, which he clearly exhibited. He showed his eye not blinking, his inability to smile on one side of his face, and his nostril not moving. He still retains some residual effects. We are told he underwent a physical, likely for insurance purposes, and reportedly passed, with the insurance company stating there was nothing wrong with him. The fact that the insurance company reportedly did not pay, and Justin has not filed a lawsuit against them, suggests he truly did pass the physical. This is astonishing given his public breakdowns, his COVID diagnosis at the tour start, and his Ramsay-Hunt syndrome. Many saw him crying and breaking down on stage, questioning his well-being. The fact that he allegedly passed this physical and appeared healthy contrasts sharply with public observations. Now, in light of the insurance policy and the physical, those social media posts seem to be him attempting to build a case for receiving insurance money. Scooter's camp claims Justin simply wanted to go home, was tired, and desired to spend more time with Hailey and live his life without touring. However, Justin's sources claim he was set up for failure, a show pony forced to perform tricks nightly. AEG paid Justin a $40 million advance for the tour. When Justin canceled, AEG demanded $24 million back, which Justin reportedly didn't have. Scooter's company, Hybe, reportedly agreed to assume this debt, with Justin signing a note to repay Hybe $24 million over 10 years. He made only one payment. Scooter's side states Justin's people called, saying he couldn't afford to pay anymore. Justin's side claims his accountant, Lou Taylor, discovered Scooter had been overpaid commissions. Justin allegedly accused Scooter of screwing him. Scooter ordered an internal audit from Hybe, which concluded Justin owed him $1 million. Justin's people reportedly questioned this, arguing Hybe would naturally favor its own company. So, Scooter hired Pricewaterhouse, an independent and highly respected accounting firm, to conduct a 6-month audit. The audit, completed last month, concluded Justin owed Scooter over $8 million, almost $9 million. Justin, who requested the independent audit, did not like this result. His team reportedly conducted their own audit but has refused to disclose the results, nor have they disputed the $8 million figure. We were told Justin doesn't even want that money. If Justin had finished the tour, he would have made $90 million, solving many problems. When you're wealthy, these issues matter less. When you're broke, you tend to blame others. On a call, sources close to Justin acknowledged that in 2022, he was on the verge of financial collapse, which is why he sold his catalog. He was reportedly so broke in 2022 that he had to borrow a credit card from Will Bracey, a church member and his co-partner, to play golf. He couldn't afford a round of golf. Yet, it's not cheap to be the biggest pop star in the world. He reportedly owned 2 charter jets and mega mansions, all paid for in cash. The $200 million catalog sale was shocking, especially given his early career stage, unlike older artists selling their catalogs. It was sold out of desperation. Justin, Hailey, and his attorney Michael Rhodes reportedly approached Scooter about selling the catalog. Scooter initially refused but eventually agreed, advising them to wait until January for a tax break. However, Justin insisted on selling it in December, illustrating his financial desperation. How does one blow through $1 billion? Reportedly, 8 buses, one of which underwent a $2 million renovation, and his insistence on flying only heavy jets, not regular light jets, on the Justice Tour, contributed to massive spending. He is currently in Iceland, staying in a hotel for almost $60,000 a night, having rented out the entire place. In Justin's defense, he became a star at 13 and didn't understand money. Perhaps Scooter, acting as a surrogate father, should have better educated him on money management. Justin, from all accounts, spent wildly. This tendency to blame others when broke is almost psychological. Scooter bears some responsibility for not teaching him better about money, though it's fair to wonder how much a kid wants to hear such advice. Legally, based on contracts and audits, Scooter appears to be owed money and acted within his rights. Justin signed and reaffirmed these contracts years later. Thus, legally, Scooter is not in the wrong, though Justin may perceive him as the bad guy. This raises the question of who is influencing Justin. A common thread throughout Justin Bieber's life since becoming famous is his constant reliance on a Svengali figure. First, it was Scooter Braun, his manager and surrogate father. Then Carl Lentz, the pastor of Hillsong Church, became his guru. Now, it appears to be Judah Smith. Judah Smith is reportedly different, wielding significant influence over Justin's personal and business life. This becomes problematic when Judah, a pastor, reportedly sits on the board of Drew House, Justin's clothing line, and then Justin's relationship with his co-founder and best man, Ryan Good, falls apart. Similarly, when his relationship with Scooter Braun deteriorates, those who are cut out of Justin's life point fingers at Judah, suggesting he is influencing Justin to distrust those who have supported him. Critics claim Judah's church is a cult, with Judah as the leader. Judah has reportedly laughed this off, saying, "If we're a cult, we're the worst cult in histories of all cults. We meet once a month, guys." He attributes these attacks to people being threatened by Justin having a protective circle. We spoke with a woman who sued the church as a staff member. She claimed a non-negotiable requirement was to give 10% of one's gross income back to the church, stating, "To not tithe off of a paycheck that comes from a tithe doesn't work for me. You are not as invested as you think you are if there's not a money trail." She also recounted telling them she couldn't afford it and that people were reportedly fired for not tithing. Hit that subscribe button for more discoveries on Justin Bieber. The online world is currently in a frenzy, fixated on Hailey Bieber, who is finally addressing the persistent accusations that she is a stalker, obsessed with a particular ex-girlfriend, and even resorted to alleged dark arts to capture Justin's affection. Yes, we are indeed going there. Yet, just as Hailey graces the prestigious cover of a major fashion magazine, Justin seems to have a knack for shifting the spotlight, this time with an emotionally charged Instagram caption. In it, he reveals a past disagreement where he supposedly told Hailey she would never achieve such a feat. The timing of this revelation is, to say the least, uncanny. Nevertheless, destiny appears to favor Hailey, as the same week brought the monumental announcement of her brand's acquisition in a staggering billion-dollar deal. And, of course, no narrative involving the Biebers is complete without an appearance from a certain pop star. Just as reports hinted at her alleged attempts to hinder Hailey's brand from entering a major beauty retailer, she suddenly reemerges with a narrative of support, claiming to cheer on the very woman she once seemed to subtly undermine. The media, predictably, continues to perpetuate the narrative of an ongoing rivalry, seemingly unable to break free from the cycle of sensationalism. This entire situation is a circus, especially after recent discussions exposing what appears to be a calculated propaganda campaign against them. From misleading headlines to unsubstantiated breakup rumors, the agenda against them seems very clear. Adding to the chaos are new whispers about Justin's financial state, alleged conflicts with his team, and suggestions of a personal downward spiral. This story is complicated, to say the least. If you're eager to uncover the full story and stay ahead of the curve, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now, because you won't want to miss a single detail as we unravel this intriguing narrative. Hailey's significant moment, gracing the cover of a prominent magazine, was seemingly overshadowed by Justin's unexpected public confession. It takes a unique level of unawareness to turn your wife's professional triumph into a public admission of a past fight where you doubted her capabilities. Yet, surprisingly, this act managed to elicit a wave of sympathy for her. Only a few months prior, the internet was united in labeling Hailey a manipulative opportunist who ensnared Justin and whose entire public persona was seemingly built around his past relationship. However, with one strikingly personal caption, Justin inadvertently flipped the script entirely. He effectively halted the surge of negativity aimed at Hailey by diverting attention to himself, essentially proclaiming, "Remember when I told you you'd never make it to this magazine cover? Well, congratulations, I was wrong." While his exact words may not have been quite so blunt, the essence of his message was strikingly similar. This unexpected turn of events led to a sudden shift in public sentiment, with many now labeling Justin as insensitive and suggesting Hailey deserves better. It is remarkable how such a significant misstep on his part ultimately worked in his wife's favor. He posted her magazine cover, accompanying it with a lengthy caption detailing a past argument, essentially admitting he was once mean and disrespectful. The fact that Hailey appearing on the magazine cover prompted Justin to recall a past fight, effectively painting himself as the antagonist and sharing this with the public, offers a clear insight into his operational methods. Justin, despite being a victim of exploitation and industry pitfalls throughout his life, has consistently found Hailey to be a steadfast source of support and encouragement. This unwavering presence was evident from the very beginning of their relationship, even during their initial friendship. Justin exhibits a recurring pattern, whether consciously or not, of adopting a somewhat self-sacrificing demeanor. He frequently shares deeply emotional or self-deprecating anecdotes, often with the intention of appearing vulnerable. However, these confessions often inadvertently shift the focus onto himself, even in moments that should be centered on others, like Hailey. It's as if he aims to convey his own pain or extensive past struggles, which is understandable to a degree, but this frequently detracts from the individuals around him, making everything revolve around his personal challenges. Rather than being perceived as genuine vulnerability, these public expressions sometimes come across as emotionally driven attempts at damage control, disguised as profound confessions. This tendency explains his consistent inclination to declare, "Look at me, I'm the flawed one. Please extend your forgiveness. I am striving for improvement." Given his acknowledged struggles with verbal articulation, these public statements frequently backfire, portraying him negatively and often suggesting a need for further therapeutic engagement. Justin has often been open about his journey towards self-improvement, whether through therapy, faith, or public apologies for past actions, particularly in previous relationships. He strives to present himself as someone actively learning and growing from his mistakes, working towards self-acceptance and a more accountable future. However, when these personal reflections are shared publicly, they often miss their intended mark. While his devoted fans may perceive them as courageous acts of vulnerability, a broader online audience frequently interprets them as manipulative or, worse, calculated efforts at emotional damage control. His past struggles, from reckless behavior in his early 20s to complex romantic entanglements, are deeply ingrained in the public consciousness. Consequently, much of the public tends to view his current actions through that historical lens. Even when he genuinely attempts to demonstrate personal growth, many simply perceive a continuation of past patterns, toxicity, self-absorption, and a tendency to center every narrative around himself. This creates a perpetual losing situation for him. When he remains silent, he is accused of disengagement. When he speaks openly, he is labeled as manipulative or deceitful. While accountability is undeniably important, there is a distinct difference between constructive criticism and relentless public condemnation. Justin finds himself ensnared in a cycle where he is rarely afforded the benefit of the doubt. This dynamic played out precisely with his recent magazine post. Justin likely believed he was being honest, showcasing his growth as a partner and celebrating his wife's achievements despite his past doubts. In his mind, this represented accountability and personal progress. However, to the wider audience, it was perceived as a casual reminder from a husband to his wife, on her moment of triumph, that he once publicly crushed her aspirations. The public did not applaud his honesty. Instead, the gesture backfired. He inadvertently portrayed Hailey as a woman forced to prove her worth even within her own marriage. In that instant, the very internet that had previously ridiculed her suddenly felt sympathy for her plight. Justin isn't obligated to articulate every thought or emotion, especially not to millions on a public platform. Yet, his consistent need to explain, reflect, and confess in such a visible manner often suggests a profound desire to validate himself, both internally and to his audience. This dynamic is complex, especially since his genuine affection for Hailey is evident. In the same magazine feature that sparked discussions about Justin's perceived toxicity, he sent the writer a concise yet heartfelt email. "I've done a lot of dumb things in my life, but the smartest thing I've ever done was marry Hailey." Justin's consistent effort to present an authentic portrayal of his marriage is clear. However, when these tender sentiments are repeatedly juxtaposed with narratives of past conflicts or emotionally charged congratulations, the core message becomes diluted. The audience often perceives the accompanying baggage rather than the underlying love. Sometimes, allowing Hailey to fully experience her moment without additional commentary would speak volumes more than any caption ever could. Therefore, while Justin's intentions may have been well-meaning, his delivery of that particular moment appeared more self-serving than genuinely supportive. He inadvertently shifted Hailey's achievement into a public forum for his own perceived guilt, transforming a cherished milestone into what resembled a public therapy session. After receiving widespread criticism, Justin subsequently altered the caption to 4 emojis: a shrugging man, a pointing finger, a heart, and happy tears. His actions consistently reveal a man operating within his own unique sphere of understanding, largely detached from public perception. Despite his extensive career, one might expect a seasoned public figure to possess a better grasp of public relations. His apparent surprise at the negative interpretation of his original caption, evident in his shrugging emoji and gesture implying, "What was wrong with that?" suggests a disconnect. A source close to the couple explained that the original caption was merely his way of expressing apology for past doubts and offering congratulations. Hailey, reportedly, understands his idiosyncratic personality. Just as public sentiment began to shift favorably towards Hailey, another figure deliberately re-entered the conversation. Yes, it was Selena Gomez. After a prolonged period of tension, subtle jabs, and behind-the-scenes drama, she has now become entangled in what appears to be a meticulously timed public congratulatory gesture. The question remains, is this a mere coincidence, a calculated public relations maneuver, or the initial phase of her latest rebranding strategy? As Hailey's magazine cover gained widespread attention, featuring her candid discussion about the difficulties of her pregnancy, including significant bleeding, Justin inadvertently initiated a viral trend on social media where women recorded their boyfriends' reactions to the question of whether they, too, would ever grace the cover of that publication. In the midst of this, Selena chose to share a powerful quote on her social media story. "You matter. Your voice matters. Your heart matters. You are worth so much more than you know." She then captioned it with a message of encouragement stating, "You know who you are and I'm cheering you on." This post followed her public endorsement of a joint announcement by a prominent beauty retailer and Hailey's brand, confirming their upcoming partnership. Naturally, speculation immediately arose that Selena's message was directly aimed at Hailey. This sequence of events also came after earlier reports had indicated that Selena was the reason for the prolonged delay in the aforementioned brand partnership, citing a high-level source who confirmed her involvement in the postponement. Following Selena's social media activity, her fans quickly propelled tweets asserting her innocence and supportive nature towards Hailey, conveniently overlooking the irony that Hailey had previously faced severe criticism for similar supportive gestures towards Selena. Many also perceived this as Selena's attempt at damage control, particularly as public awareness grew regarding her historical patterns of online behavior and her role in past smear campaigns against Hailey, as discussed in previous revelations about paid online negativity directed at Hailey. Even the recent magazine feature alluded to these campaigns. Now, with Hailey directly refuting the stalker allegations and the claims that she used manipulative tactics to attract Justin, even humorously addressing the witchcraft rumors in her magazine video, public scrutiny has begun to shift toward Selena. Selena playfully trolled her accusers in her magazine video, stating she used a special concoction from a witch to make a young Canadian pop star fall in love with her. This playful jab at the stalker and witchcraft accusations was a clear sign she was aware of the ongoing narrative. Subsequently, as questions about Selena's role resurfaced, she subtly responded by posting a photo of herself looking indifferent, captioned, "Me trying to see the F's I don't give," followed by a picture of herself sleeping, simply titled, "Mood." This was a clear attempt to project an air of unbothered detachment. However, if one is truly unaffected, why the public display of indifference? The inconsistency was notable. She then reposted an older video of herself with another pop star from February, captioning it with a reminder that women can always support each other. She then shared a video of a famous singer preaching and a photo of another pop star with heart emojis, actions perceived as attempts to curry favor with multiple fanbases. Regardless of one's stance, it's hard to deny her awareness of the strategic implications of these posts, turning her social media into a temporary fan account to elicit praise from various celebrity fan groups. Shortly thereafter, an anonymous social media account claimed that Selena had direct messaged Hailey following the recent magazine drama and Justin's controversial caption. The account alleged that Hailey accidentally opened the message, freaked out, and immediately sought support from another prominent celebrity. According to this source, Selena's subsequent "You Know Who You Are" story was a direct consequence of this private exchange. The credibility of such a detailed account from an anonymous source is questionable, as is the notion that Selena would possess such a savior complex, intervening in what appears to be a calculated manner. In her recent magazine cover story, Hailey candidly discussed the profound emotional toll of fame, motherhood, and the relentless public scrutiny she faces. She subtly addressed the persistent narratives surrounding a past relationship, the rumors of marital discord, and her transformation into a woman who defies her critics' expectations. The article highlights the significant growth of her business venture, which has elevated her from simply being the wife of a celebrated individual to a successful figure in her own right. This shift became particularly evident after Justin paused his music career, placing her brand at the forefront of their public presence, with Justin assuming a supportive role. Regarding the intense public scrutiny of her marriage, the magazine acknowledges the internet's obsession with Justin's past relationships and the ongoing, allegedly funded, hate campaigns directed at her. Hailey revealed that motherhood has instilled in her a newfound strength and confidence, leading her to prioritize what truly matters and dismiss superficial criticisms. She expressed a weariness of trying to convince those with preconceived notions about her. Justin, in a statement to the magazine, described Hailey as an easy target due to her visibility and natural flair for style, business, and fashion, and her ability to make motherhood and marriage appear effortless. Hailey emphasized that her son is her utmost priority, and motherhood has profoundly impacted her relationship with Justin, fostering deeper empathy and understanding. She openly discussed the internet's preoccupation with the potential collapse of her marriage, stating her frustration with the constant misinterpretations and fabricated narratives. She spoke of the struggle to correct falsehoods, only to be dismissed as untruthful, describing this as a deeply isolating experience. She praised Justin's unwavering support and his advice, acknowledging his extensive experience in navigating public scrutiny. She dismissed the fabricated stories about her marriage as unreal, emphasizing the richness of her personal life with her family and friends. Hailey revealed that significant therapy was instrumental in reaching this state of acceptance, and she endured considerable emotional distress during her postpartum period, exacerbated by the public discourse surrounding her marriage. When confronted with headlines about their alleged marital crisis, Justin's mental health struggles, or their supposed plans to leave their current city, Hailey offered a knowing smile, stating the absurdity of these daily fabricated stories and their contentment with their current residence. She reiterated the extreme sensitivity of the postpartum period, a time of profound personal transformation, and the overwhelming difficulty of navigating relentless online speculation about her marriage's stability. She also discussed her efforts to shield her son from the invasive nature of paparazzi and public intrusion, deeming it cruel to expose a child to such an environment. Hailey candidly shared her struggles with intense postpartum body dysmorphia and self-hatred, lamenting her body's slow recovery, but ultimately finding perspective in embracing her new physical and emotional self. She admitted that social media exacerbated her mental health issues, sometimes leading her to seek out hateful comments for validation, which inevitably led to spirals of negativity. She described childbirth as the most challenging experience of her life, despite thorough preparation, detailing a difficult induction process and ultimately experiencing a postpartum hemorrhage, a frightening ordeal that briefly led to thoughts of mortality. Justin has frequently credited Hailey as a grounding and stabilizing force in his life, and in his statement to the magazine, he reiterated that marrying Hailey was the smartest decision he has ever made. When asked if she believed the pervasive obsession with her and her marriage would ever subside, Hailey, with a resigned smile, expressed doubt, noting that even after 7 years and the birth of their child, the relentless scrutiny continue. The current public narrative surrounding Justin Bieber goes beyond mere financial difficulties. It hints at a calculated effort to control a public figure's image and actions. For those who have followed Justin's career closely, his recent behavior is not a sudden deviation but rather a continuation of long-standing patterns. His choices regarding lifestyle, public presence, and social media activity have been consistent for years. However, the media is currently pushing a narrative of a dramatic shift, and this, in part, appears to be connected to the ongoing legal proceedings involving an alleged abuser. Justin's representative issued a statement clarifying that while Justin himself is not among the alleged victims, there are individuals who have suffered genuine harm, and diverting focus from their experiences detracts from the justice they deserve. Interestingly, reports from close sources suggest that discussions of this particular alleged abuser were not central to conversations about Justin's personal trauma, implying other notable individuals were involved. Following Justin's alleged fallout with his team and reported financial issues, which have been previously addressed, there has been a noticeable surge in media coverage questioning his current state, with some outlets even producing documentaries on the subject. These productions, however, often lack investigative depth, resembling short social media series rather than credible journalism. They predominantly focus on two themes: finances and a particular ex-girlfriend. Certain media outlets allege that the ongoing public feud is one-sided, claiming that Hailey's perceived obsession with a particular ex-girlfriend is entirely a product of her imagination. However, the facts, as repeatedly presented, demonstrate a more complex public engagement from both sides. What is particularly noteworthy is the deliberate push to frame this narrative in a specific way, especially when one party has been consistently and visibly active in public discourse surrounding it. This individual has a history of engaging in provocative social media behavior, even extending to the acquisition of a prominent brand. Following the announcement of this brand's billion-dollar acquisition, a competing brand conveniently tweeted, "Still here," accompanied by images of its founder, implying sole ownership of her company, in contrast to the acquired brand. This implication, however, is inaccurate, as brand acquisitions are common in successful business ventures. This public slight was later deleted after significant online backlash. What we are currently witnessing feels like a widespread effort by the media to mislead the public, a textbook example of propaganda. Every headline meticulously crafts a specific narrative, banking on the principle that repeated falsehoods can eventually be perceived as truth. Currently, The media's objective is to portray Justin as erratic, suggesting he is spiraling or entangled in a cult simply because he speaks of faith and personal redemption. However, this is not new behavior for him. His long-standing history includes questionable decisions and associations, yet he is now being depicted as someone who has suddenly turned to religion or is experiencing a mental breakdown. This portrayal is misleading and sinister, given that his core identity has always included these spiritual elements. Justin is clearly navigating challenges with a new team and the repercussions of past decisions, including financial obligations stemming from a canceled tour. However, this is also, in many ways, just another typical period in Justin's life. He has consistently engaged in certain behaviors, expressed disdain for touring, and demonstrated frustration with the paparazzi, all while maintaining a visually unfiltered presence on social media. While the public's perception of Justin is understandable, given his own occasional missteps in public communication, it is crucial to recognize the media's consistent propulsion of a skewed narrative. They magnify every minute detail of his marriage in a way that would be considered insignificant for any other public figure. This is the more critical conversation we should be having. That concludes this update. I hope you found it insightful. Please remember to like and subscribe for more content. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below and connect with us on social media for more exclusive celebrity insights. Until next time.